NFL on EA Sports. And we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets. Next on Madden NFL 25.
Travel west from Midtown Manhattan through the Lincoln Tunnel to the Jersey side. It's MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson, partner. A couple of teams that feel like they have all the pieces. Just came up short last year. They were so excited to get 2024 going and try to make another run to get into the postseason.
Yeah, both these teams absolutely fall into that category. And just last year, going into the season, Mike, not only did they have playoff expectations, but in a lot of ways, they had Super Bowl aspirations. They believe that if the things fall their way, they catch a break, they continue to stay healthy, the roster they have put together is a playoff roster, if not a Super Bowl roster.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. Here's Smith to return it. Now an opening has the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Broncos led by the rookie, quarterback Bo Nix out of Oregon. The rookie, the last of the quarterbacks taken in the first round, number 12 overall. He's been around, he's 24 years old, but the rookie runs it for the Broncos.
And we've continued to see the young quarterback, Mike, just continue to get used to the speed of the game. And I think that's the biggest thing you hear young quarterbacks talk about coming out of the college ranks. Regardless how good you were in college or what level you played at, there is a big jump in just the speed and the intensity in the NFL. And the quarterbacks that get caught up to that speed the quickest have the most early success. The ones that are a little bit slower, things seem to take a little bit more time. So as he gets more and more reps under his belt, more and more starts in the NFL level at the quarterback position, just expect him to get more comfortable and more acclimated and become the player we saw back to his college days.
Second down, Nix. He's got his receiver. It's Cortland Sutton. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. 13 yards on the catch there. First down, Broncos. Throwing is Nix. He's got the tight end. That's Greg Dulcich. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Got it into the hands of Mims. It'll be out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, and that gains them another first down.
Well, I think it's pretty clear what the week's plan was, and that was to get the quarterback in a rhythm right out of the gate through the passing game. They've essentially ignored the ground game up until this point. You got to imagine as the game unfolds, they'll sprinkle in some runs. But so far, it's been their passing game to get this game started, and that last one results in a first down. Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. It's actually the easiest down in football to operate in. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
Third and 6. Back to throw is Nix. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On fourth down, the veteran Will Lutz for the Broncos field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay a scoreless game.
And that's just a tough way to finish off what was a good opening drive. And obviously, as a kicker, you have to have a short memory. But you can bet he'll be thinking about that one the rest of the way.
Here's 1st and 10. A throw on the first play from Rodgers.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That's a short one taken in by Conklin. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
16-yard pickup on that one. Good for a Jets 1st down. Rodgers, RPO, quickly out to Wilson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now the first back taken in the 2022 draft, Breece Hall. And he'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's 1st down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
On 1st down, they go right back to Hall. And a good run there. Going to give him 5 yards. To throw, it's Rodgers. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. And the Jets are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown. He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough. But you got to make that catch. Give your team a chance to come away with this drive.
Good blocking, and he's in. Touchdown, New York. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Greg Zuerlein now for the point after. He's got it. And the Jets will take a 7-0 lead. Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Here's Smith to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense ready to see the football for the second time. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Drive begins with a run by Williams. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. Hassan Reddick there to make the play. Here's 2nd and 9. It's another run here for Williams. That was some good downhill running to get him about 6 yards and set up a much more manageable third down. Nix from the gun on third down. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
Oh, hello. He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. The Jets offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. To the outside, complete, it's Wilson. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
On the give, it's Hall. And he's going to fight forward. Didn't get a whole lot, but it's going to be enough to move the chains.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. But there is a flag down into the play, back by the quarterback. Let's see. A-Rod now to throw on 1st down. He'll find Hall out of the backfield. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
Right side and brought in by Williams. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Now think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Rodgers. He's got it at about the 8. And he will get into the end zone. Garrett Wilson. Touchdown, New York. Extra point try now for Zerline. He's got it. And the Jets move out on top, 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. And he's stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Broncos offense ready to get back to work. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He's got it to the tight end, Dulcich. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
He'll take this for a couple, but the official signal, he has enough. First down. They'll go again with Williams. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. On 2nd down, it's Nix. He connects with Mims. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 17 yards on that play. Good for a Denver first down.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the carry, it's Williams. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That's a gain of 11. And they'll move the chains with another 1st down.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Left side, that's complete. It's Sutton. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. It picks up 25 yards and gives them a golden opportunity. It's 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. The Jets have the advantage. More from MetLife Stadium after this. Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. They'll run. It's Williams to the 5-yard line. Now here's 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. He'll get that to Javonte Williams. And they are all over that on defense. Good surge, drops him back. Let's put him at the 9-yard line. So can the defense come up with the early stop here on 3rd and goal? Now Nick's going to look to throw. His defense going to get to him at the 3-yard line, bringing up 4th down.
What a nice play defensively. It's always a bit of a challenge. How long do I stay in coverage defending my zone or my man? Or how fast do I come up and pursue a scrambling quarterback? They did a nice job rallying to the ball late. They're able to bring him down to force 4th down.
The offense staying out there for this 4th and goal. On 4th down, here's Nix. And that's going to be incomplete. They rolled the dice, 4th and goal, but they're going to wind up being turned away by the defense.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
1st and 10. We're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that 1st down. Second and a yard. Throwing, Rodgers. Pass caught right side by Conklin. And they're going to get him down right at the 25. It's a pickup of 13 yards. And the Jets have a 1st down.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
A throw left side taken in by Corley. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
A corner who is not only a good tackler, Mike, but a willing tackler can be a huge asset to any defense. So often they get a bad rap. They're considered just pass defenders. They want to run around. But for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense. A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Rodgers to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these third downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force third down, they got to get off the field.
Coming free is Conklin.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. RPO, quick throw, grabbed by Wilson. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. On the handoff, it's Paul running right. The ball comes out.
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue to the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you have to be there to make up for it. And the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They'll do so with 1st and 10. And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. To throw is Rodgers. That's caught over the middle. It's Wilson. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
This one caught at the 4. To the goal line and in. Tyler Conklin. Touchdown, Jets. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
Zerline's kick, up and good. And the Jets will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Broncos offense getting set to get back to work. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. They'll throw. It's Nix. Got a man over the middle. There's Sutton. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, pitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Now it's Williams. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Back to throw is Nix. He's got his man. He finds Sutton. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do. Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. To throw is Nix. He connects. It's in the hands of Reynolds. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Throwing is Nix. He finds his tight end, Dulcich. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. Everyone talks about being balanced. But as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early in that last pickup. leads to a first down.
Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and that will lead to a second down.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
Second down, Nix. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Here's a screen set up for P-Rob. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a fourth down decision to make.
Lutz's kick is good. And the Broncos are on the board now here in this second quarter.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Davis now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
And another great throw right there, Mike. And when you take a look at the numbers, they certainly don't lie. He has just been flat out terrific in this first half. His ability to spread the ball around, take what the defense has given him, they've certainly had a lot of success here early on.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. Over the middle, that's Corley. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
It takes a certain guy in that slot position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Shotgun snap, and a give to Hall. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. 20-yard pickup there. Good for a Jets first down.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
Another run here with Hall. And he'll get this to the 43-yard line. Alex Singleton there on the tackle. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Off-balance throw, it's complete. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
It almost seemed like the defender was getting the play call sent into his helmet, just like the quarterback, because he knew the play before they even snapped the ball, and that play had no shot. On 3rd down, Rodgers.
That's taken in by Conklin, the tight end. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
And really the key to this play was just how fast he was able to get through his progressions. His mind was able to process and go from 1 to 2 to 3 so quickly that he was able to get the ball to the right target on time. And I think so often those two things are different. Being open is one thing. Being open and getting the ball on time, that's what leads to success. And that's what we saw here.
And he's going to be taken down. About 19 yards on that one. And they're in business. It's 1st and goal.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
Well, here's the chance to cap off a great half. They have it 1st and goal. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. This is caught for a touchdown. There is a penalty flag down. Let's see if this one holds up. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. It's up and through. And the Jets stretch it out, leading now by the score of 28-3. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, here's Mims. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The Broncos offense going to take over just before the half. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. From the shotgun, here's Nix. A throw left side, going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tony Adams. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick six for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turnover and take it all the way back for the pick six.
Now Zerline for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Jets add on to their already sizable lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. Tony Adams there on the stop. So we've reached halftime in a game that is all but over here at the break. As we get you down to Florida, Orlando specifically, for the coaches, Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports halftime reports. In the first half, we saw some great play from Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters, as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. The drive begins with a run, and it's hauled. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They'll go again with Hall. He'll work forward for a couple. The linebacker, Cody Barton, in on the tackle. Here's third down and a few inches. He'll try to run for it with Hall. And he is going to have a Jets first down. Maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. From the shotgun, it's A-Rob. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. Big gain for the Jets there. It's a gain of 34.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He's got it at about the 8. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. He had 2 touchdowns earlier, looking to see what he can do here in this second half. That grab gets them a first down.
Talk about a thing of beauty. Mike, did you see how many tight ends were on the field on that last play? They call it 13 personnel because there's one running back, 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. So everybody on defense is thinking run. They catch them off guard a little with the pass, and they take advantage of it with a big gain downfield.
They'll run. It's Hall. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Reese Hall. Touchdown, New York. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
Extra point try now for Zerlock. He gets it to go, and the Jets stretch things out even further. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Smith to return it. He'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. The visitors' offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. This one caught by Patrick. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line. They get 11 and quickly pick up the first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Throwing, Nix. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Mike, so often we see when a draw play is called, so much of the success depends upon what look do you get from the defense. In this case, they dial up a blitz. It could be feast or famine. In this case, it's famine. The blitz runs right into the draw. They get stopped. No gain.
And this ball incomplete on third down.
So here in the second half, it's obvious the offense finds themselves in a tough spot, trailing by this many points. But really what makes it difficult is when you have to operate, Mike, in a comeback situation where you have to air the ball out every single play, it stresses your offensive line. It stresses your quarterback. It stresses your playmakers. It is just a really difficult way to play offensive football in the NFL, and they've got to do it really for the remainder of this half.
So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. A-Rod now to throw on first down. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
Play action now with Rodgers. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Nice job bouncing back there on second down. First down, they gave up way too many yards and put them in second and short. But now they can gain some of that back with that sack and brings up third and medium, and the likelihood of getting off the field just went up.
Third down, here's Hall. And this defense holds its ground. They stop him for no gain, and fourth down's coming up.
When you call a draw, Mike, what you're counting on is that the defense is in full pass mode. The linebackers in secondary are getting a lot of depth in their drops. The defensive line is just racing up the field thinking, I'm going to sack the quarterback. In this case, they're not so lucky. Not only do they not catch him off guard, they're not able to pick up any yards.
And he's going to be knocked down before he can even think about returning that one. Whoa! The visitors' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. Now Nick's going to look to throw. He's got it to the tight end, Dulcich. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 20, much of it coming after the catch as they pick up the first down. On the give, it's Williams. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. Now, a second down throw for Nix. Quick throw, taken in. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Second time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a first down.
Points have certainly been hard to come by in this one today, Mike, but it seems like this drive has been what they've been searching for. A little bit of rhythm, the ability to sustain. Now they got to finish. Now they got to capitalize on these first downs and go finish with 6. They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Here's Nix to throw. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Nix from the gun on third down. And he's got the first down. A great job looking at engaging where the marker is and getting there to set up first and goal.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
He's got it at the 3.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Yes, you have to operate out of the backfield like a traditional running back. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
On second down, it's Nix. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
This defense holding tight. Now from the 3-yard line, they'll try to stop third and goal. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there. And it'll be 4th and goal coming up.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
What's his kick? Is good. And the Broncos cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Set to return is Xavier Gibson. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line.
Well, he had such a great first half throwing the football. There's no reason to think, Mike, coming out here for the start of the third, that anything's going to change. He's picked up right where he left off, and the numbers are indicative of just how well he's played.
Rodgers on first down. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw, it's Rodgers. He's going to look for the home run ball. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line. A big play for the Jets. And even 50 yards.
When he continues to play at this level, Mike, it just makes this team so hard to beat. It's the combination of leading both long, sustained drives and then being able to strike in bunches, generate big, explosive plays, primarily through the air. It puts so much pressure on these defenses, and with the way today's game has gone, doesn't look like he has any plans on slowing down.
Here's 1st and 10. Play fake. It's Rodgers. And this drive is a disaster. He goes down for a 3rd consecutive time.
To play in the NFL, you got to have a short-term memory, because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. And in this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
Here's Rodgers. That's caught over the middle. It's Wilson. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
I think the defender thought he had himself a pick here, Mike. He saw that curl coming the entire way, but unfortunately for him, it was a curl and go. They took him deep. Leads to a huge pickup.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
They'll run. This is Hall. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 7. From the gun, Rodgers. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be first and goal.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line. Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
From back at the 2 now, here's second and goal. One more time, they give it to Hall. Powering forward, he's in. Reese Hall, touchdown, New York. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Jets will add one more onto their big lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Smith to return it. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. They'll throw. It's Nix. He finds his tight end, Dulcich. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Throwing is Nix. He will air this out, looking for Sutton. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter. The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Oh, how about that hit? Wow. He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
And you think back to the first half, Mike, just how well he threw the ball, and you thought maybe this defense would come up with some answers in the second half to slow him down, but so far, that has proven to not be the case.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll run it out of the gun, and it's Hall. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Give up the middle with Hall. And he's going to take this past the 45. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On 1st down, they go right back to Hall. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. That one good for 13. And the Jets have a 1st down.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it. You know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
Not much there. We'll get this down inside the 40. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll try the right side with Hall. And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold them to a gain of 2. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. The master of play action, Rodgers. That's taken in by Conklin, the tight end. Give him 14 on that one. Good for a Jets 1st down.
And that throw just seems like the cherry on top of what has been an incredible day for this quarterback. And I wouldn't be surprised here late if we get to see the backup after this drive. And there's one guy in the stadium that has earned the right to stand on the sideline and relax. It's this quarterback.
1st down for Aaron. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his second incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have first and goal.
And he'll take this down to about the 7. Here now, second down and goal. They'll go with him again. Stop at the 6, and that sets up third and goal. From the shotgun, it's A-Rob. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play a man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
Zuerlein's kick is good. And the Jets will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Smith to return it. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. That's the way to get started, a pickup of 17 and a very quick first down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be second down.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air. The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Now a 3rd and 2. To throw is Nix. He finds Mims. It's complete. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it. Back to throw is Nix. This one taken in by Reynolds. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. The first-round pick looking right at home in this offense. It's a first down. From the 1-yard line, first down and goal. They'll run. It's Williams. And they are into the end zone for the first time today. Javonte Williams. Touchdown, Broncos. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Will Lutz now for the PAT. It's up and good. And the Broncos will get just a bit closer. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Davis now to return it. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
And what's that one thing you hear from coaches all the time, Mike, right? Finish strong, and he's doing just that. His numbers here in this one, they have been terrific. But he's going to give you a full 4 quarters, and I think at this point in the game, he knows there's even more yards to be had.
From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. They're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Looking to throw, it's Rodgers. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. They will run it over center with Hall. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
On second down, a run with Hall. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. A gain there of 11. And the Jets have a first down. They give to Hall. There he goes again. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That's another first down, another big play. The defense has some issues. Gain of 18.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Another run here with Hall. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. On the give, it's Hall. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. So this one in the win column for the Jets. And they do it in blowout fashion. We thought this might be a competitive battle. It was anything but. Points came early, and often they cruised to an easy victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jets as we say goodbye from MetLife Stadium.